Hi folks, it's Vivek from ExamVictor. In this lesson, I'd like to talk about bar charts in the data interpretation section. As usual, if you have any comments, feedback, thoughts, please do send me an email at vivek@examvictor.com and I'll get back to you. So, DI is a section that really excites me in CLAT and other aptitude exams because DI sections actually test your ability to understand a lot of data very quickly. It's in a graphical format usually, so things are much more easy to relate to, and many times this is something that people don't understand, but DI questions are not a test of calculations. They are actually a test of approximations. All they're asking is how quickly you can calculate something in your mind. They are actually looking for quick approximations rather than exact calculations. This question is actually a very good example. You'll see that even though there are lots of numbers given on this side and on this side, there is absolutely no calculation to be done. This is the beauty of DI questions. Many times you get these freebies, these questions that look tough but are actually very easy. That's what I really like about this section. So this is a bar chart here. Okay. Before we start solving, I'm going to spend a couple more minutes talking about what is a bar chart and how to use it. A bar chart really gets its name from these things. These are the bars, right? So this is a bar. Actually, let me write it here. This is a bar chart, right? So along this axis is something that tells you about the bars. So these are the categories, right? In this question, it's something called locations. And along this axis, the y-axis, is the measure. It tells you what the height of each bar means. So in this question, we're looking at locations and rainfall. So this seems to be talking about the amount of rainfall that happened at certain locations, location 1, location 2, so on till location 8. There is also a legend given, so there is some color coding given, and what those different bars colors mean is that there are 4 months, March, April, September and November. So there are 4 months for each location, and you are told the amount of rainfall that has fallen in that location in those 4 months. So you are told the amount of rainfall in millimeters. As an example, let's look at location 3. If you look at location 3, the first bar, it is saying that something slightly more than 50 millimeters of rain has fallen in March. Then the next bar is for April. There was a lot of rain in April. It's almost 200 millimeters, right? Almost 200. We don't know the exact number, and the beauty of this question is you don't need to know. You don't need the exact numbers. All you need are approximations. We'll see how in a second. So let's continue. The third bar is for September, and it's somewhere between 50 and 100, so maybe it's 75, maybe it's 80, we don't know exactly. Again, so in September there was maybe 75 or 80 millimeters of rain. The fourth bar is for November, and that's when this location 3 had the maximum rain. It's more than 200 millimeters. If you ask me exactly how much is it, I don't know. Given this much of data in the question, there is no way for you or for anyone else to figure out exactly how much those values are supposed to be. As you'll see, it is not even necessary to know. Look at question 1. Question 1 is asking which of the following statements is correct. Statement A, November rainfall exceeds 100 centimeters in each location. The way to examine this is to understand that the November bar is the one that is the last bar. It's black, right? It's this color, whatever this color you want to call it. The fourth bar basically. So they're asking, is November rainfall more than 100? 100 is here. So you just have to run your eye along this line and see that the last bar, is it always more than this? For location 8, you see that the November one is actually less than 100, it's even less than 50. So this statement is wrong. Now you look at statement B. September rainfall exceeds 50 centimeters in each location. Same exercise, but for this color, the third bar, first city itself or the first location itself, that fails because you're looking at the 50 line and this is less than 50. I don't know how much it is. It could be 49, it could be 48, it could be 40. I don't know. All I know is that it is clearly less than 50. So statement B is also wrong. Now let's look at statement C. March rainfall is lower than September rainfall in each location. March rainfall. So March is this color, September is this color, or it's the first bar and this is the third bar, right? So first and third. March I'm looking for the first bar, the third bar, and I'm saying that it should be lower than September rainfall in each location. Slightly hard to make out here, but you can make out this first bar is slightly lower than the third bar. There is a small amount of difference there. It's clearer here. So it's okay for 1, it's okay for 2, okay for 3, alright for 4. Oh, there is no 4. That's 5. Okay, so it's alright for 5. It's about the same for 6. Maybe it's not, maybe it is. It looks about the same, but let's see. It's okay for 7 and it's okay for 8. So 6 is the only thing where I have a doubt if it is the same or not. If I look really hard, I think I can make out that it's slightly lower. It's slightly lower. So my answer to this would be C. But honestly, the question is a bit ambiguous here because March and September for 6th location they're really looking equal. So you could argue for D also. So I would honestly think that this question, maybe the book that I have taken this question from, the graph is not printed so well, and the answer should be C. In a better book or in a different book or maybe in the actual CAT paper, this was not this bar was probably higher than this bar. So that was how I got the answer to question 1. And guys, before we move ahead, you should know that this is a CAT question. This came in CAT 2003, right? So this is a CAT question. So this is the standard of questions that appear in the actual CAT. Now, many academies, many books also will try to scare you by giving you questions much tougher than this. And it's possible, right? You can make questions as tough as you want. But don't waste your time solving unnecessarily tough questions. It's good to do 1 or 2 just to understand concepts. But if you're spending too much time solving extremely tough questions, then you're actually not preparing the best way possible. If you stick to what we have here at ExamVictor, the level at ExamVictor is exactly calibrated to that of the exam you're trying to read. So if it's CAT, then you'll find questions calibrated to CAT. If you're writing other exams, you'll find it accordingly calibrated. Don't waste time doing unnecessarily tough questions. Anyway, small diversion. Back to question 2 now. So locations 7 and 8 differ from all the rest because only in these 2 locations, and then you have to figure out what is that. So location 7, 8. First option is April rainfall exceeds March rainfall. Honestly, April is the second bar, March is the first bar. That is the case in all the cities. So this cannot be the answer. Peak rainfall occurs in April. Now this is promising because everywhere else it looks like the peak rainfall is happening in November, which is the last bar. So in 1 it is November, in 2 it is November, 3 it is November, 5 November and 6 also November. 7 and 8 clearly it is April. So this is the right answer. So 2, the answer is B. No ambiguity here, unlike for the first question, no ambiguity here. It is definitely B. So this was a CAT 2003 question on bar graphs. It was in the DI, it could be counted in the DI section, data interpretation section. And this was on bar graphs. In this, there was no actual number crunching for us to do, even approximations. All you had to do is observe the shape of the graphs. In the following examples in this section, you'll see other questions that have some number crunching also. But this one was an example where there was absolutely nothing to do with actual calculations. It was just about observing the graph carefully. I wanted to show this to you as an example that many DI questions are deceptive. They look like complicated calculations, but actually if you try to do them, you get both questions in very little time. Alright, so that was this example on bar graphs. This is Vivek. Thanks for watching. Alright, so yeah, that was this example on bar graphs. This is Vivek. Thanks for watching.